Right now, a storm is moving into Northern California, bringing wind and rain.
For that reason, today is a KCRA 3 weather alert day, and that's because of the potentially damaging wind gusts.
Now, the strongest wind is expected to move in during the next hour. We could potentially see power outages and down trees.
We have live team coverage all across the region. Lizzie Mitri in Sacramento County.
Maricela de la Cruz is in Yolo County.
Josie Hart's in San Joaquin County.
And Ashley Zavala is at the Cal OES office.
We begin with our chief meteorologist, Mark Finan. And Mark, what are you seeing at this point?
We started off the day with some light rain that went through the area, and since then we've had a nice little lull in the rain. There have been some scattered showers here and there, but as you just saw from some of our sky cams, we just have cloudy skies in the area and it is breezy. Let me show you what's been happening over the last 3 hours. You can see those scattered showers and really not much happening in the Sierra right now, but back here along the coast, this is the main cold front. This is the main part of the storm that we'll be seeing go across the valley later on tonight. And you can see just outside of San Francisco, this area where you have these bright colors, that's where you see the periods of heavier rain. And parts of that will be going across the valley as we go through the night. Now, along that line, and out ahead of it is where you start getting those gusty winds, and we are seeing the winds pick up a little bit right now. Here's the winds right now. These are sustained winds, not wind gusts. We're seeing sustained winds up around 20, and they're gusting up to around 30 miles an hour. The foothills are also seeing that, especially from Highway 49 down the hill, and of course the High Sierra sees that too. The winds will stay in about this range over the next couple of hours, and we do expect that they're going to be ramping up a little bit as we head into the hours between, let's say, about 5 p.m. and midnight. And instead of having sustained winds here, we may see the sustained winds a little bit higher, with gusts maybe a little bit higher in the 40 to 50 range. I'll talk more about that coming up in just a couple of minutes.
All right, Mark, thank you. And today, a body was discovered near a car that was being towed away from the floodwater in Sacramento County.
And the woman's body was found outside a car near Dillard Road east of Highway 99. And this is the second flood-related death from the New Year's Eve storm. KCRA 3's Lizzie Mitri joins us live in the area with what we know right now. Lizzie?
Ty, we're on Dillard Road, about a mile east of Highway 99, and take a look at the tire tracks you see here. We talked to a tow truck driver who said this is one of the areas where crews had been going in to try to still get those cars that were stuck from over the weekend from the flooding after that big storm came through. And California Highway Patrol says a woman's body was found in a field at about 10 this morning during that process of pulling out those cars that were still left over. So she wasn't found in a car, but CHP does suspect that she was associated with one of the cars that had been stranded here. And this is now the second person found dead because of the flooding along Dillard Road. On Sunday morning, the Cosumnes Fire Department said they were searching for a man who was last seen driving in this area of Dillard Road. And they did find that car that they were looking for. Unfortunately, they said that it was underwater and that man had died. But at this point, authorities have not released the identities of either of these people. Live here in Sacramento County, Lizzie Mitri, KCRA 3 News.
A lot more still to learn. Lizzie, thank you.
Thousands of people are without power in the greater Sacramento region. Many of these outages are from the effects of the New Year's Eve storm. So some of these customers are now on their fourth day without power.
Let's zero in looking at some of the specific counties in Sacramento County. We'll start there. 1,290 customers without power.
Solano County has also had a lot of outages, just very close to 1,000 customers still at this point.
And taking a look at San Joaquin County, and you can see right here, if we move the graphic, 1,259 customers without power.
So again, while people are still dealing with those outages from the weekend storm, we have this new one moving through Northern California late this afternoon and tonight, and this one really could be a whopper. Today is the KCRA 3 weather alert because of the potential for damaging winds. So let's check in with our chief meteorologist, Mark, and the latest models, Mark.
So here's what we have going on right now in terms of the winds. We have sustained winds around 15 to 20 miles an hour. We're getting gusts into the 30-mile-an-hour range, but we do expect that these winds are going to get stronger as we head into the evening hours tonight. And it's because of that today is a weather alert day, especially for tonight, especially what's ahead for, let's say, roughly the next 8 hours. Strong winds that'll be gusting into the 40 to 50 mile an hour range. So again, right now they're gusting to around 30 to 33, and so those gusts are likely to get stronger later on tonight. When we get gusts in that range, that's when we start getting the problems with power outages and the possibility of trees down and that sort of thing. thing. So let me explain. When you have wind gusts of 20 to 30 miles an hour, that starts to move the trees around, but that's not a problem. You may see a limb come down and that sort of thing. 30 to 40 is a little bit worse, but 40 to 50, that's when you can start getting trees down. It's really this range, the gusts of 40 to 50. That's when you start seeing trees down and power lines down, and that's what we could likely see in the hours between, let's say, about 5 o'clock this evening and midnight tonight. Back to you.
Mark, thank you. And as we brace for potential outages, an area in Yolo County is one of many still waiting for the power to be restored from the New Year's Eve storm. KCRA 3's Maricela de la Cruz joins us live from Clarksburg, where she spent the day talking to residents.
Yeah, that's right, Edie. There's still about 1,500 customers here in Clarksburg and Walnut Grove area without electricity, and a lot of those customers have not had any power since last Saturday, so New Year's Eve, when we saw that storm, and we're already feeling a lot of this strong wind. So PG&E tells us that they are expecting to see a lot more of this, you know, these downed trees and downed power lines here in Clarksburg area. They have been able to do some power restoration. About 500 customers, they say, have now electricity. So that's again about 1,500 customers, down from about 2,000. They say that they also have temporary generators for Water District to alleviate any flooding, which they say has caused much difficulty for them to go into specific areas since they have seen flooding out here. Now, they say that they are expecting, again, more people to lose power over the next few hours as this wind intensifies. They just don't know exactly about how many people they're going to be seeing. So we did speak to some residents. We also spoke to PG&E about what they are expecting. They are expecting to have some more crews out here to try to help them get power to these residents and to business owners in the area. Let's go ahead and listen to them.
We have a small generator that's keeping the refrigerator and the freezer happy, and our biggest problem is we have well water and we don't have any water pressure. We ran out of water on the second day.
In this very area, we have areas of flooding where we have power poles, and that slows things down, unfortunately, and has slowed us down. So to speed up the restoration, we brought in additional crews. We're using helicopters to make more assessments and better assessments. And we'll have more information shortly for our customers about our restoration status.
And one concern that a lot of the residents who are still in their homes have is that they haven't been able to take a shower or even flush their toilets for several days. So PG&E says that they are trying to work on bringing more resources. They are going to be bringing up some resources as soon as tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Clarksburg Fire Department, and they're going to be answering questions from customers on the power outages situations that they're dealing with, and also going to have some charging stations so that people can go out there and charge their electronics, their phones, their tablets, and all of that. And for now, we're live in Clarksburg. Maricela de la Cruz, KCRA 3 News.
We can definitely empathize with those that are still without power. Thank you, Maricela. A few hours ago, Livecopter 3 had a chance to check out some of the damage from the New Year's Eve storm before the next storm rolled in. They captured a fallen tree. This is on top of a car at H and 17th Streets in Sacramento.
This is in Land Park. Livecopter 3 captured several trees that fell during the last storm. You can see those trees actually uprooted and a lot of branches scattered on the ground throughout the park. We saw crews out there assessing the damage.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of those uprooted trees. In Sacramento County near Wilton, cars were being towed from the mud after the weekend's flood. Livecopter 3 was over Dillard Road. This is near Highway 99 as a tow truck was trying to pull a car from the field.
People have also been getting ready for the storm in Stockton. KCRA 3's Josie Hart joins us from Oak Park. That's one of 2 locations where the city's been providing self-serve sandbags. So, Josie, looks like people are really taking advantage of that resource.
That's right. All day, people have been coming in and out, trying to fill up those sandbags at the last second. And as you can see behind me, there is a fresh pile of sand now. But when we got here earlier this morning, most of the sand was already gone. It was an all-hands-on-deck effort for several people out here who brought out their whole families, even small children, to come and help fill up on those bags. Most people who pulled up had their own shovels and sandbags. Others brought multiple vehicles.
filled up their pickup trucks with as many as 50 sandbags that we saw in one of the trucks. Those who didn't have a pickup truck made multiple trips or simply filled up anywhere they could, including their back seats and in their trunks. The city has been monitoring and replenishing the locations. We are waiting to hear back from the city on when crews might dump another load. Some of the residents here say they already experienced some flooding in their homes and they don't want to take any chances again tonight. A lot of neighborhoods were seen severely flooded here in the past few days. We did drive by some of these neighborhoods and so far it looks like most of that water has receded, but people here are still keeping an eye out. Right now, the rain is starting to come down and the winds are kicking in. And with that, people are saying that they do have another concern, and that is the fear that the wind is going to lead to some more fallen trees. But we'll have more details on that in our next show. For now, reporting live in Stockton, Josie Hart, KCRA 3 News.
All right, Josie, thank you. And today, Governor Newsom declared a state of emergency ahead of the storm. KCRA 3 Capitol correspondent Ashley Zavala is at the State Operations Center where the declaration was made this morning. Ashley, what's happening there right now in preparation for this next storm?
Ty, a lot of preparations, a lot of pre-positioning is happening ahead of the storm. Actually, just before we came on air, these two hand crews from Bakersfield Fire Department, a part of a Swiftwater rescue team, just pulled up with a rescue boat and some resources that will be pre-positioned in El Dorado Hills. But they're making a stop here to just check in with state leaders and state officials to get a plan and an assignment ahead of heading to, again, El Dorado Hills. Now, it was here at the State Operations Center where Governor Gavin Newsom signed that emergency declaration that you mentioned, Ty. That declaration basically cuts state regulations and makes it easier for the state and faster for the state to respond to this emergency, this storm. Now, the declaration allows the California National Guard to help with disaster response. It directs Caltrans to request immediate help from the federal government to help with any needed highway repairs. And it also helps the state to bring in out-of-state resources plus support for cities and counties to respond to and recover from the storm. Here at the State Operations Center, several state agencies are gathered here around the clock to manage the statewide response and coordinate where resources are needed. They're monitoring several aspects on the big screen, keeping an eye on flooding, power, and road conditions across California. Cal OES Director Nancy Ward says the goal is to protect lives and property in what's expected to be a very difficult scenario over the next several days.
We anticipate that this may be one of the most challenging and impactful series of storms to touch down in California in the last 5 years. I would say that we're worried about a storm hovering much too long because we're just so saturated.
The Department of Water Resources Director says the most vulnerable parts of the state are near rural levees. When I asked state leaders between the floods, mudslides, winds, and power outages, which is the most concerning, they responded by saying basically all of the above. Reporting live in Mather, Ashley Zavala, KCRA 3 News.
Ashley, thank you. And our weather coverage continues on our KCRA 3 app. You can download that for free to track the storm with our interactive radar. We also have updates from our crews in the field. You can see those breaking news updates and much more again on the KCRA 3 app.